about the world.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Everyday Psychic Radio. This show features healing and guidance and readings for everyday people just like you to find your way to your highest self and living your best life. Featuring Psychic Jennie McDaniel and your host, Drew Pillow.
That background noise. Sounds like we're popping popcorn back there.
Oh, I'm not.
Sounds like we're beating children in the background.
No, my kids are good.
Good. That's how you get them to be good.
That's
Ladies
right.
and gentlemen, I don't know what that big click-clacking is, but that's click-clacking it. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Heart Over Ego Radio presents Everyday Psychic Radio. This is the show where we give, listeners like you some awesome discussion and some opportunities to have an experience of your own with psychics, mediums, special guests, and more. Today, we have besides the sound effects, that's free. That's a bonus. But today we have a special guest. Her name is Jennifer Evans. So let me introduce myself. My name is Drew, and I'm going to be your host, the captain of the ship, or the guy that's just talking along. And also today we have back in the studio the co-host, the WEO, what's that woman, executive officer? The big boss lady, Jennie McDaniel. She's a psychic, a medium, a massage therapist, hypnotherapist, quantum karmic healer, all-around beautiful person, and she's here, and she's my friend. Hey, Jennie.
Hey, Drew. It's good to be here. Had last week off. I was doing some internal spiritual healing myself, and I'm back with bells on, so I'm so excited to be back in my regular flow, and that includes being here every Sunday, noon Pacific, 3 Eastern, with my friend Drew Pillow. This is Everyday Psychic Radio.
And so now, okay. So now let's go ahead and introduce our special guest, and I want to thank her. I want to give her an extra thanks for being here because she was here last week, and we had a blast together. She's my new friend, and she also agreed to come in today on very short notice. So that's a real friend right there, friend in need, friend indeed. Her name is Jennifer Evans, and she's a tarot reader, medium, hypnotherapist, certified healer. She studied at Arthur FIndlay College in England. So hopefully she has a little bit of an accent to entertain us with, but I don't think so. But she's very blunt. She describes herself as very blunt. She says, "Don't ask if you don't want the answer." Okay, occur. So you've been instructed. And so Jennifer, how is it going?
I seem to have reconnected. So you can hear me okay?
Perfect.
Yes. Kind of loud, but perfect.
All right. I'll turn the volume down if I can. I'm not sure how to use this thing.
Okay.
All right.
Well, don't worry about my eardrums because I have extra set in the car. So I'm very not blunt, but I do give hints. So you studied in England, right?
Yes, I did. I studied at the Arthur FIndlay, I think they call it the School of Psychic Science. It's been around since the 1800s. They have people go from all over the world, and they run classes all year long. And what happens is you pick a course, say trance or healing or advanced mediumship, and you go, and the tutors meet with you, and then they decide on where you would fit in best using their psychic intuition. And you go to the class for the week, and then what they do is they have demonstrations throughout the week. So one class will do a demonstration where they deliver to the whole group. It's in a really beautiful area, and you can go for walks in the countryside, that sort of thing. But it's also really close to Stansted Airport, so there's an airport there, so it's easy to come in, go out. And they've got a bar on the premises, so people can drink, listen to music, dance, and everyone, you stay there, you eat there, and you study there. So it's all included in the price of admission. And it's not that expensive as you would imagine. You'd probably think it would be like $5,000, like most of the places in, say, South America and the Hay House ones cost, but it's not. It ends up being, I think it's like $900 or $1,000. That includes your accommodation, and your food and your classes, and then you spend whatever you've spent on your flight to get there.
Oh, that.
Yeah, you went to Harry Potter school.
That's what we call it, Hogwarts, yes.
Yeah. That's awesome. I'm going to get myself there one of these days, no doubt. That's great.
Yeah, it's cheap too.
Not affordable.
Yeah, it's not cheap for me though. It's very expensive. Sorry, it's like $899 too much. So I was going to say, so you guys haven't had an opportunity to meet. I don't know if Jennie got a chance to listen to you last week, but I was there, and I think you did a good job. And did you enjoy yourself on the show as our guest?
I had a very good time. You had good callers. They had good questions. They were respectful. You were very, very efficient at the call managing queue. I did have someone give me shit afterwards saying, I was on hold for X number of days, so I'm going to suggest that in your show call page is you mention again about the $10 if you want to get to the head of the queue, because I mentioned it, but then I looked at the show page and I didn't see that there. So
I should add that. Yeah. I mean, I mentioned it, but I should probably list it. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
We'll add that. It's a good idea.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll fix that. Yeah, I'm looking at it now, and there's stuff for me to fix. So we don't really have a ton of callers right now, which is odd. Maybe it's Super Bowl Sunday and people are, doing what they do, drunken. Yeah. So let's take a couple of calls, and then we can go on and have some great discussion. Is that all right with you guys? Are you ready?
Excellent.
Okay, so here are the rules. The rules are you call in, you get 5 minutes. So you can ask a question or make a comment, and you can make the most of your 5 minutes by jumping right in, telling us your name, where you're calling from, and what's your question or comment, and we can get it rocking and rolling. We have a chat room that's open. You can jump in on blogtalkradio.com/heartoverego radio. You can go to the bottom of the page. You can see the chat room. I'm in there. I'll chat with you. I'm not going to give you a chat reading because I'm very expensive. So we'll just let the ladies take care of you guys. And let's start with the caller from 954 area code. Caller, what's your name?
Yes, hi. My name is Sharon, and I'm calling from New York.
Hi, Sharon from New York.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Okay, well, my question is, I just want to know if you see me with a new job soon, or, what you see in terms of my career and finances. I mean, I'm a little old to be in the job market. I'm just turning 65, but I still want to work. But I'm unhappy where I am. So I'm just sort of, wondering.
I pulled a card for you. It's a 3, which could also mean March, but it was also a job of, it's a card of a job. So basically, if there's a job that you want, you will have a new job. It will be in March. But Jennie, are you doing readings too, Jennie?
Yeah, cool. I'm going to back that up. I'm
Okay.
going to back that up and say that indeed it's a matter of time. It's going to fall in. It looks like you're doing all the right cues to make that manifest, putting your application out, looking around, keeping diligent with it and moving forward. And it'll absolutely fall in sooner than later. And I'm going to go with March. Sounds good, by March.
Okay, all right. And it'll be something that hopefully it'll be, way better. It's just that I'm working at this place for 8 years, and it's just become such a negative environment, and I really feel like I need a change. So I'm just hoping that, something comes up, and I hope that age isn't going to make a difference, because the older we are, sometimes the harder it is to, get a job.
The more you tell yourself that, the more it'll be true.
Oh, okay. Then I'll delete that.
Worrying is like praying for what you don't want.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I hope the universe didn't hear it.
Cancel.
We heard you.
Cancel, delete. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, right.
Okay. Well, thank you, Sharon.
Thank
We
you.
totally
Thank you so
appreciate
much,
ya.
and have a great day. Thanks so much.
All righty. Go Chiefs. Or whoever's playing today. Who's playing today?
Kansas City and San Francisco.
Okay, go Buffalo. I don't know. It's the guys against the guys. Why can't it be the guys against the girls? Then I would know who I want to root for.
You know what you'll never hear, Drew? Go Browns in the Super Bowl.
Oh, well, thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
I'm from Ohio. But you know what? I don't care. I don't even care for football. Seriously.
And you'll also never hear Go Lions, which is the team that I have to root for.
Are you from Michigan?
Just outside of Michigan.
I'm from Michigan, Kalamazoo.
Oh, are you?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. So you could go either way. You could go for another losing team, the Bears or the Lions. There you go.
Hey, I'm from Chicago originally. Thanks a lot. You're killing me here. Didn't I invite you to be our guest?
I was a last-minute substitution, so.
So we get what we get.
I love the joke.
Right.
So, you know what? What was said is, like, in that reading, I thought it was so perfect. I thought it was perfect. If you know what you say, you keep saying it, you're gonna get it. And worrying is praying for what you don't want. And last night we were having this meeting, and we were talking about drifting versus moving with a deliberate intent, like having a focus in your mind, you see it, and you make moves in that direction, and versus just drifting and letting life just happen to you. And I thought it was cool because when I just drift and just go with the flow of life, there's so much negative programming. Like, I have so many negative thoughts. Like, I tend to worry and I tend to think, oh, that couldn't possibly happen because that's, the limiting belief. It's like I don't know where I picked up all this stuff. But for me to change it, I have to really make deliberate effort to make some new habits. Is that like hard to understand? Is that weird?
No, it's the construct of what we came here to do, is get inside of this dimension, which is rather limiting from where we come from, and to make the best of it and to grow and learn and shift and move. And we learn no matter what we do. So very commonly I get from my clients, oh, gosh, Jennie, I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm on the verge, and if I make the wrong mistakes, all is lost. I'm like, well, that's your anxiety. Let's talk it down. And B, you're going to learn no matter what you do. Let's take a look at your options. And very often there's energy in all things. It just depends on what sparks your soul. What are you interested in? I can't tell people that. So I encourage people to dig in and see where their passion sits. And that changes through a lifetime lots. So it's best just to hold on loosely, really.
Isn't that a song?
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But don't let go. Mm-hmm. I don't remember who did it. That's the one.
38 special, that's it.
38 special.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
I was going to say $5 bonus points if you can name that band.
I did. I got the bonus points. Woo!
They had some good songs. They had a good run.
Yeah,
they did.
Yeah.
They were like the first Nickelback. Just kidding. Sorry, guys.
When I lived in Chattanooga, Tennessee, I got to go to this thing called Riverfest. It was a very affordable festival of 7 days, and 38 Special was there, and I got an opportunity to see them live. And, of course, they're very old, and this was just a couple of years ago, but it was really cool. I dug it.
Rocco and Diz. We'll see if we can get them to come on as a guest.
Yeah.
One day, never. So, so I made the decision last night that I am going to make a vision board. I'm going to wake up and I'm going to pray and meditate. I'm going to journal, and I'm going to really get my visualization skills up to par, and I'm really going to manifest. They're going to make the effort. And I know I'm singing to the choir talking to you ladies, because to be at the level at your skill set today means that you have committed to doing the work to get there. So you guys already know, and you've been, Jennie, you've been saying things like this to listeners and me for years, and thank you for not giving up, because I think it finally sank in.
Repetition. You went to hypnotherapy classes, Drew. Hypnotherapy class, you learn a lot of things, but one of which is it's the repetition that gets into the subconscious. And when it can be used, it'll come to the surface. And you're like, oh, yeah, I'm just planting seeds. That's what we're all doing, really.
Yeah, now I'm Forrest Gump. They've all started growing. I feel really just making that decision. I feel so powered up, like I'm plugged in. So I'm ready.
Intention. It's powerful. Intention is everything. Like there's a difference between me and my daily life. Like I go around doing a lot of different things, but when I go into a reading or if I go in to do a podcast where we're going to do readings, I put intention all around it and it hypes up the energy and then I can see more clearly. And then when I'm done, I can bring the energy back down and go out and do dishes or, cook a meal or continue life as it is. So intention can get you everywhere. It allows for compartmentalization. And with compartmentalization, you can get so much done. As an old soul, I like to get a lot done without trying to run my nervous system into the ground. But it's intention. That's what the key is. I feel like that's one of the big tools.
Yeah. What do you think, Jennifer?
I half agree with you about the. You said drifting around. I think there's times to drift. I think we need a break from making decisions, and every now and then there's a time to drift. And some people, I think that's just their course is just to drift. Because if you think about it, really, do we need to be controlling every action we have? No, we don't. But, drifting's okay every now and then. But you're right. You're right about intentions. But the intention, and that's. But you have to watch the negative talk too, like Drew was saying, and that Sharon was saying. Don't say things if you don't want them to be true. Be careful what you say. So
that's an interesting thing too, because I often have people say, Jennie, meditation doesn't work for me. I can't sit there with the incense. What's going on? I'm like, you're coming at it wrong. If your mind's busy like mine, the drifting or the daydreaming. You know how you get in a car and you take the same route you've taken for X amount of time, and you know it by the back of your hand, and you don't really remember driving it sometimes. Well, that drifting is absolutely essential to our existence because it brings forth our subconscious mind and lets our conscious mind take a back seat and just chill, and then that's when we can really get in line with our higher self. Yeah, the intention to chill and drift is important too.
You know what I just read too? I've been reading these books by Dolores Cannon. She used to do all these past life regressions. Mm-hmm. And there's one I'm reading. It's called The Third Wave of the Volunteers. And I read an interesting part that said, when you go say you go to the basement for something, and then you're like, why am I here? Mm-hmm. She said that what she got from her regressions was that you're being taken somewhere else for that period of time, that you're getting some programming from the other realms.
It's cool.
Wow.
I agree. And Dolores gets way into the aliens, and I also channel the aliens, and sometimes they come in and do work on me, and it is spectacular. I'm fascinated with her work. My specialty is I read past lives, and I love her regressions and where she goes and the information she gets. And I've read a couple of her books, but I wrote that one down that you just stated, so I'm going to get into that one.
Mm-hmm. No, it's good. It's a good one. Actually, It was funny because I had an office to do readings for a while. Actually, my intention was to teach classes. So I was teaching classes in this office space, but it was a really big space and it wasn't very much money. So I shared it with a guy to do, and he was doing past life regression hypnosis. And I said, well, where'd you learn how to do it? He said, I learned it from Dolores Cannon. I said, really? And he said,
in real life.
In real life, in Sudbury, Ontario, of all places. I went, really? In Sudbury, Ontario? Like this little tiny town in the middle of nowhere. He learned how to do past lives with her.
Yeah, my hypnotherapy teacher, I took some classes outside of Nashville a couple of years ago, and my teacher had trained under Dolores Cannon as well as some other hierarchy spaces, and it was pretty cool. I like hypnotherapy. I just prefer, I can regress people, and I like to do the research like Dolores does, but I find that most of my clients are instant gratification people, and I am too, so I give it to them, and I just read it for them, and we take it off the top. But yes, it's funny. Fun. It's all funny. I love it all.
I think it's what's important also for me to hear is that, while I make these discoveries, and it's like, oh, it's just that simple. Well, it's probably maybe it is that simple, but it's really a lot more complicated, and it benefits me to have a teacher, because it's like, well, I made this wonderful discovery that don't drift, be intentional. Well, Drew, you got to drift sometimes too. Wait a minute, come on now. How am I supposed to figure all this out? Well, you don't have to do it all by yourself. There's people who've been doing this for years and are happy to show you how. I mean, you can go on YouTube and navigate through 100 videos and hope you find the right one, or you can employ the services of people like Jennie and Jennifer. Do you also teach?
I like to teach. However, I don't like trying to get students together for a class.
Oh.
I used to teach tarot card reading at the college here in town, which was fine. And people would sign up, but it wasn't very often. So then I got that office space, because what I really wanted to teach, and they wouldn't let you do it at the college, was psychic development. So that was good for a while. I'd like to start doing that again. So
you just
need
intention around it. Yeah,
exactly.
Manifest it for you, because you got the skill, and it's just like taking the time and doing the networking, which of course is a pain in the butt. And then I'll put some good energy around it and vibe up your chakras there. Yeah, because you're really good at it, and it's one of your big skills. You're a teacher seeker, so you should definitely be teaching especially if you want to. Mm-hmm.
It's funny. I'll tell you about. Are there any callers or no? Because I have a story about teaching.
Yeah, let's get another caller. Then let's do a story about teaching. Okay.
All right.
Caller, who's got the intention to be selected today, right now? I'll get you right here. 856 area code. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Laura in New Jersey.
Hey.
Hi there.
Hi. So my question, I had an interview on Friday, and I wondered if you see me getting that contract or if there's something else.
Do you want to take this,
go
or
first, Jennie? Yeah, you go ahead.
I'll pop in. Okay, let's take a look here. And because of the time constraints, we're just getting some big block information, and they want me to start with this. And I often do this for readers because it's truth. We don't, as psychics, get to see every choice that someone's free will makes, simply because it's flippant. We're humans, and they can, on a shift of a dime, wake up on the wrong side of the bed, and the whole maybe message that I saw is now flipped on its edge. So a good psychic will give you impressions of what they're seeing. A great psychic will tell you that anything can shift and change. So if you want me just to simply glance, and we won't hold a ton of attachment to it, because again, it's unwise, because these human free wills can just, again, shift on a dime. So what I'm saying is that you're going to get it. But if you don't get it, they're saying you have everything that you need to land the next one. So they're saying, we're going ahead and clearing out your nervous system, because that's not going to help. It's not going to help you get the job. So we're clearing out the third eye. We're clearing out the throat chakra. We're just flushing through the chakras so you're on your best for Friday so you can get this job. We see it landing. Again, it's a toss of a coin of how that person's ego responds to each other person's ego that day. So it looks good from this angle, but I'm going to hand it over to my lovely friend Jennifer and see if she can pick up some stuff too.
Okay,
Hi,
thank
Laura.
you. Hi.
I know that I've spoken to you before, so it seems to be a common theme: job. However, what I'm seeing that you hold what's it called? There's a framework. Like, you're attached to a framework that really no longer serves you, and I believe it is in regards to these contracts. There's a belief system that's in your head about the whole contract to contract. I believe it's the nature of what you do, and it's common practice in what it is that you do. However, what I'm being told is that you need to let go of how you believe your work life should operate, and to talk to your higher self at night. Say, listen, let's figure out a new route, because when you're looking, there seems to be a lot of stress with the looking. There have been times when you have been, and I know this because I've spoken to you before, very stressed out with, am I going to be able to pay my rent next month? Am I going to be able to do this? So if it's causing you stress, it's time to reframe how you're going about getting your work. So that's up to you to do. Now, whether or not Friday, I kind of wasn't listening to Jennie, but I feel like whatever she was saying resonates with me as well. But I feel like it's time for you to do the work and reframe where you move forward. Like treat tomorrow like the first day of the rest of your life and make it a situation where you're stress-free. Does that make any sense, Laura?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Wonderful. Excellent. Yeah, I'm in her adrenals while you were talking, Jennifer. I was in her adrenals and helping send some light to her nervous system, because no doubt that will rack the body. It puts us in fight or flight. It just runs us, and it's not healthy unless a bear is chasing us, or there's a cliff, or there's a murderer around the corner, which usually isn't the case. We appreciate you for calling.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you,
Laura.
Appreciate it.
Thanks,
Thank
Laura.
you.
Good luck.
Unless there's a murderer or a bear.
Yeah, that's the
or a
only reason.
murderous bear.
Yeah. So that's, yeah. And it is so hard, though, because life is choking you and saying, get the money. I mean, it's not just get the money because we need to survive. It's get the money because we need those shoes. We need that car. We need to keep up with the Joneses. It's, and I'm just talking about me. Look at all this pressure. And I'm just like, hey, I'm rich, and I don't have to keep up with the Joneses. They better keep up with me.
Exactly.
Yeah. I have a different kind. I have that invisible richness that you really don't see unless you get to know me. Then you're like, oh, my God, you're rich.
He's rich as hell.
Okay. So let's, in between these calls, let's get this story from Jennifer.
All right. It's not a long one. It's I started teaching at the college, and I'd never taught before, so I was kind of, a little bit nervous about it. So even though I've read tarot cards for a million years, so I went. I was prepared. I had everything scripted. As I was sitting there waiting for the people to start coming for the class, I said, okay, God, give me a sign that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. The lights went off in the room.
Was that good enough for you?
Yeah, it was good enough. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to get up now and turn them back on. And they just turned them back on for me. And the class went well, and I enjoyed it. So
wait a minute. Weren't the lights out a sign that you should go home?
No. They had to show me. It was either one way or the other. Either they turned them on or turned them off, and then did it the other way the next time. I'm not sure. It's one or the other. Yeah. See,
that's why you have to have a teacher, because the interpretation. I would have said, "Oh, you want me to go home? Bye." They would have been.
What other sign are you going to get if the lights are already on? I don't want water coming from the ceiling. Come on.
The traditional sign, the clouds opening up. Drew, I want you to stay.
Drew, this is your father.
Well, I guess it doesn't work that way. See, we need teachers. I'm telling you. You know what? I'm going to put on my vision board. I want to look down the road and see Jennie's house, because I have always wanted to live near Jennie. Because I'm like, man, if I could just hang out with her, some of that stuff would rub off on me, and I would become uber excellent.
Funny. Maybe I'll get some retreat going and bring in all my best friends, and we'll go through the motions of how I would like to run a retreat. I'll practice with you guys. You can be my guinea pigs. We'll start there, and if you guys like it, you guys can move here. It's affordable.
So, Kalamazoo, I'll pass. Thank you.
No, I'm not in Kalamazoo. Okay. I haven't been in Kalamazoo for over a decade or more.
Oh, good.
But I'm in New Mexico, the land of enchantment and aliens. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm in. Then I'm in.
That's on my agenda. Is like finish school, work for a short amount of time, and then relocate to New Mexico or Arizona. That's where it is right now. Yeah. My son is excited about it too, so it's going to happen.
There's your sign. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That was mine too. Where do you want to live? I said New Mexico. Albuquerque was the one.
That's where I live, north of Albuquerque. I live in a magical little community, an artisan community called Placitas. It's 30 minutes north of Albuquerque. It's actual magic.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
We're all going, and if you're listening right now, you want to go to Albuquerque with us.
We're starting a commune. Come as you are, but with skills and money. No,
that's right. And be funny. We only want
be funny.
people.
Humor. We need it because we can't be crying all the time. Right.
That's right.
Laugh through your tears. Let's get another call. Let's get this caller from 612 area code. Caller, what's your name? Where are you located? And what's your question or comment for today?
Hey, my name's Christiana. I'm located in Minnesota. And I have a question about I have a question about what I think might be a spirit. I saw when I was laying in bed the other night and I had my TV on, I saw like a flash of light rush by my TV. And I was wondering if anybody had any insight into who or what that was.
Jennifer, you want to take off, or do you want me to take us off here?
You can go ahead. I'm sort of tuned into it.
Cool.
Yeah.
I got some good stuff. Excellent. Oh, thank you for calling, Christiana. Your spirit guides are instantly coming in, and they're saying, thank God we get to talk to her in words. Yes, indeed. The universe doesn't give us always just a straight and narrow answer. We get little glimpses, we get little sparks, we get little hints and memories and images maybe. They're saying you're wildly intuitive, you're extremely psychic, so you be the determiner of how much you practice that this lifetime, but as opposed to practicing and learning, you would just be remembering simply because of these parallel lives in which you have played ball in the psychic world, let's call it. And you've done so many other things too, but that's one of your favorites. So yes, your frequency is shifting and your awareness is coming in stronger and stronger. It's the design of this human existence, usually, hopefully. But anyway, you're tuning in. That's just the start. They're saying there'll be more. Try not to fall into fear. These are dimensional energies that you're getting a hint of or a sight of or a feel of. And this is just how the process starts to learn and discern between entities, which ones we're interested in communicating with, which ones are just in a passing by kind of state, but they're showing your third eye opening significantly, and just the time frame continuum you chose to incarnate in. This one is wildly movement oriented, so they're just saying everything's shifting and changing. You can see it in the politics and the environment and the economy and stuff. So they're saying, as well as that, you are a flower growing in the soil, so you're kind of shifting and changing. So they're saying you're just becoming more in tune, and this is just the beginning spaces of it. Of course, you've always been doing it, but just know that they're saying straight away, this is just the beginning. You haven't seen anything yet. So don't let that freak you out. Let it make you excited, because you get to start to tap into some of the dimensions and understandings of the universe. It's a brilliant thing, and it's a lot to take in. So you take one little bite at a time, don't get overwhelmed. And we're here every Sunday, noon Pacific, 3 Eastern. This is what we do. Jennifer, do you got anything for us?
Yeah, great. Thanks, Jane. That sounded really good. Christiana, so as soon as I tapped in, I was made aware of 3. It may have seemed like one flash, but there were 3 beings that were coming in with the flash. And what else, on top of what Jennie's saying, is they're bringing me back to your childhood, where you did have a lot of, and it wasn't so much flashes, like light flashes when you were younger, but it would be more like you would hear a whoosh, and it would be more of a dark feeling going past you, but you'd look on and there would be no one there. You were very aware of the spirit world, and I'm being drawn to the age of 6. Do you remember this, Christiana?
I don't. All I remember is always feeling like I would look behind me a lot, and
felt them
I would
watching you. Yeah.
And then I wouldn't see anything, so I turned back around. But then I've always done that. Like I always feel them, and look around, and sometimes I could see like shadows and light and orbs and just vaguely, or things out of the corner of my eye rushing past me.
Well, that's what they're saying. They're saying that, you've been able to see it since you were younger, but now because you're noticing it and you're calling in about it, now you want to know more about it. So as they're coming through, it is about your development. It is about opening up more. It is about you asking, okay, why? What are you doing? What are you trying to show me? Because they're showing you for a reason. So it's about you asking and opening up and being able to receive the answers. So, but I also feel like, do you have someone who was a lover that passed in spirit? I'm not necessarily feeling it was a spouse, but a lover.
That passed?
Yeah,
I
someone
wouldn't
from the spirit
say.
world.
No, I wouldn't say that it's this person is dead, but I see it as a death. So that's probably why you're picking up on it like that. Her name was Lori. She's still alive, though.
Okay, because I'm feeling like a lover energy, and sometimes you'll get the energy, and they still will be on the earth plane. So if that's who you're picking up is the Lori, and that's what's resonating with you, I do have a message in regards to this person for you, if you're willing to accept it. Are you willing to accept it, Christiana?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm being drawn to is, I'm getting it in a symbol, is there's showing me a...
Hello?
Say that again, Jennifer.
I didn't hear that. The phone cut out.
Yeah.
Hello?
Oh, am I
there
gone?
You go. You're back now. You're back
I'm
now.
back. All right.
I missed the message. It was intense energy.
Nothing.
That's what always happens when it's intense.
I'm seeing a very tall pine.
Oh, no, you're losing her again. I wish I could pick up where she left off, but I can't get her line.
I'm going to channel what she said. She said, you're seeing a...
Yeah, that's the same thing I heard.
And that means something. You need a teacher to translate that. Jennifer, are you still with us?
I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Now it's better.
Okay. What I'm being shown is a very tall pine tree, and it's being representative of this Laura person, which means
Lori.
That, they have a strength. They're tall or whatever. They have that strength. But I'm also feeling the outside, the pine needles, very prickly, protective. So this is a person that really, if you needed to understand them, what I'm getting through, and this maybe has more relevance to you, or maybe it doesn't resonate at all with you, is there was a prickly outer shell with this person. And there was a sadness, a sadness with this person as well. So that's what I'm bringing you, maybe for you to cogitate on, because I do feel like there's still a connection with this person, and this will help you to understand things better, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah, it makes sense. I did see that in her. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
There
you go.
Thank you.
And we appreciate you calling, Christiana.
Yeah,
and know that you can always connect more with Jennie and Jennifer just by clicking on the links that are posted. Jennifer's website, icdeadpeople.ca. Jennie McDaniel, you can catch her on Facebook and on email. The links are posted on the Blog Talk Radio page. Just go to Blog Talk Radio, Heart Over Ego Radio, and we are Everyday Psychic Radio. Go to that show page and click on the links. And just out of curiosity, go and click on the links. We want to see those links popping, and we appreciate you. This is free, and we do this because we love you. So have a wonderful day. And so, in the interest of time and the fact that our phone line has just swelled significantly, let's trim our callers down to be expeditious, and let's do one of you guys read each caller. Can you guys alternate? Is that a cool thing? Okay. And what Christiana just experienced was the double header, which is like the VIP plan, which is like what you can get if you go to EverydayPsychicRadio.com and click the link. It's $10. You can get the double header, the extra time and care and love, and that's available for you, because waiting in line kind of sucks, especially if you don't get picked. But it's okay. I'm going to hope that I pick you. Let's go ahead and who's really jumping out of the crowd? Oh, my favorite area code, 312. Let's grab it. 312, you're live with Jennie and Jennifer. And what's your question, your location, and your name?
My name is Karen. I'm from Chicago. And my question is, I'm wondering if you see upcoming work for me coming up. I've been looking for work.
Jennifer, do you want to take this one, or do you want me to?
What do you think, Jennie? You decide.
I was going to hand it over to you if you wanted to start us off. Mm-hmm.
Nope, that's great, because what I'm seeing too is a lot. Remember when Laura called in a few ago, and I've had you call in before, Karen, and you too. And I know that you do contract work because I've spoken to you before.
Yes.
So you too have to change your mindset regarding permanent employment. So that's another relationship, because you too get stressed out this question mark when it comes to your income. Okay, so that's a discussion that you have with your higher self and say, okay, this is my intention. Back to the setting of intention, I want a permanent job. And I know you think that you want a permanent job, and you say that you want a permanent job, but there's some mindset or some belief system surrounding the contract positions. I do see you finding something more permanent, probably could be by the end of February, but it won't be through an employment agency. It's going to be through something that you see online. You're very good. You're very good at showing up. People count on you. You know, you're reliable to that extent, and which is these days it's 90% of it. It's just getting there. Once you're there, I see you moving around in whatever this position is, but it's not going to be something through an agency. It's going to be something that you apply for on your own. And there's something you need to have another set of eyes look at your resume, because there is something in your resume that isn't resonating with the employers. It's, I don't know if it's the verbiage that you're using. It's not action oriented. People want something that's a little bit more, that's going to pop out at them. Because you certainly do have a lot of experience and you certainly are reliable. But I do see you getting something probably by the end of February, but you need to get it on your own.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Is that
okay, thank you.
Is that something you can cogitate on, Karen?
Yeah, I can definitely work on that. Yes.
Well, thank you. We appreciate you calling in today. Cogitate. I had to look that up. It was such a cool word. And it means think deeply about something, meditate, or reflect. So we've learned something today. Everybody probably already knew. So I've learned something today. And I appreciate that. So let's grab another caller. If you guys don't mind, I'm just going to go bang, bang, bang for a few minutes and get some of these calls off the list. Let's go with 402. 402, you're live.
Hi.
What's your name? Hi. What's your name?
My name's Sharon.
Sharon.
And,
where you calling?
Yeah. New York.
Where are you calling from? New York. Cool.
New York. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
what's your? Mm-hmm.
My question is regarding relationships. So I'm kind of fluey right now, and I wondered if there's any insight.
Yeah, Sharon, thanks for calling. Your spirit guides are instantly stepping forward, and they're saying if it's been, fluid and kind of changing and moving, well, that's the symptom of a moving and changing world. As you can see, our environment, our planet is chaotic. We have all kinds of different things going on. So you're also going to feel that ripple movement change, and it's not bad. It's good. We're always moving and shifting and changing. And the second that we attach to the idea that shouldn't happen, then we're going to respond to the shifts poorly. Again, you're a human, you're going to respond to shifts in a certain way. But they're saying if we could get you to look at it from a bit of a pulled back or panned out view, I guess we'll call it, they're saying this is going to service you. We don't know all the details. I don't get that in 5 minutes. It takes a minute to bring them in, and I'm just reading off the top. But what they're saying is this is going to service you. It's painful right now, but you're going to look back not even 3 years in the future and be like, I can see why that had to shift and change so I could move to the next level or stage or place of my life. So they're saying this isn't the last shift and change. So they're saying the universe is giving you opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to go into shift and change with ease and grace, more ease and grace, more ease and grace. And that's why we keep coming back, reincarnating over and over. More understanding and more ease and grace, and of course other things too. So they're saying we'd love to tell you, oh, this is the last shift and move in your learning experience and it's all downhill after this. No, the universe is giving you opportunities to shift, move, grow, and again, to do that with as little attachment and as much heart energy as you can. So fortunately or unfortunately, however you look at it, your higher self chose to come into this time frame continuum where things were going to be shifty and changey, this three-dimensional existence that has plenty of ego to go around. You came here to learn and grow and to, well, let's call it challenge yourself. And indeed, that's what you're doing. This is part of it, to go ahead and see things move and change and be okay with it. And of course, feel your feelings. You're a human. Is that sad? Great. Let's look at that. Let's let that come out. But then also know this is the design of life. Nothing stays the same. And I think one of my favorite musicians, and it may have been said before him, but Bob Dylan said the only constant is change. And I just dig him. But any which way, I got to hit to give you that message there from, well, let's just call it the 70s, and energy and mentality of the 70s. You know, hey, man, the only constant is change. Smoke a joint. Just kidding. Seriously, Sharon, thank you for calling from New York. We appreciate you, and we're here every Sunday, noon Pacific, 3 Eastern. Give us a call. Let us know where you're sitting in the future. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks, Sharon. We appreciate you, dude.
You're Bogartner. That's it.
We appreciate you, dude. Yeah, the 70s were great. If you weren't there, ask me. I'll tell you all about it. So I do want to make a quick comment. I'm going to go right to the next caller. I do want to make a comment. Like, first of all, I love what you guys do. I almost envy you. But, I mean, I wish I could do what you do. But I won't say this envy because that's not so cool of a thing to feel. I respect it and admire it. But sometimes I listen and it's like stuff jumps in my head. Okay. So when I was listening to that, it was like my feelings are not the determiner of whether or not I'm doing good. Because sometimes I feel good doing something that's totally not even good for me. And then sometimes, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I can't let my feelings be my sole compass.
Exactly. The human ego is very often going to get into a pigeonhole where we think that the best route is the easiest route or the one that doesn't push us and stretch us, when that's not the truth. The higher self is like, get in there deep. Yeah, keep moving, go through.
Yeah.
So what the human wants and what the higher self wants, two totally different things most of the time.
Yeah, it's like, hey, this is happening. It doesn't feel good. Something's wrong. Oh, maybe something's right.
And sometimes it is wrong. You just got to discern and look. But most of the time it's right. It's just stretching you and pushing you. And you have to come at it from a different angle or set it down for a minute, because that can be helpful too. You start hitting head over.
You also have people to bounce things off of who are not always in the center of the emotional mix, who can see things clearer. But I really loved something that was shared with me last week, because I asked about my relationship, and the answer was it's an if-then scenario. If you keep doing it this way, then this is what the outcome is probably going to be. And it really spoke to me about change. It made me cogitate on, some of the decisions that I'm making and where do I really want to go. So if you keep doing this, then, and that's a better determiner of what I'm doing and, the value of my choices. Because, if I keep doing this, sure, it feels good, but where is this leading me? Oh, not where I want to go. So I just love it. I get to benefit from everything you guys say and do. I'm always listening to the readings. And as a listener that's in the queue waiting to connect, you can listen. And if something resonates with you, hey, put it in your backpack of wonderful tools. Does that make sense to you, ladies?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm so addicted to confirmation from people. I got to confirm myself. Hey, that made sense. I'm confirming myself. Sorry. God, I'm terrible sometimes. Let's grab another caller. Oh, wait, it's commercial time. We got to play this commercial. It's a 60-second commercial, so bear with us. We are the Heart Over Ego Radio Network. That means we have shows throughout the week, not just this one. This particular show is here on every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, and throughout the week, we have a variety of shows, and this commercial will tell you a little about it, so hold on, check it out. You are listening to Heart Over Ego Radio. We are a network of shows with a lineup that's sure to raise your vibrations and guide you into your best life. Tune in on Sundays to Everyday Psychic Radio. On Mondays, it's the Alchemy Sisters. Tuesdays, it's Radical Spirituality. On Wednesdays, it's All for One is Love. And on Fridays, take a listen to Rain Radio. Amazing shows produced just for you 5 days a week, only on Blog Talk Radio. This is a Heart Over Ego Radio production. And we're back live, and we hope you enjoyed our commercial. And support our other shows. Just tune in to the same channel. We'll be here. The call-in number is the same for all the shows throughout the week. We appreciate you. That's why we do it. So let's grab another caller really quickly. I had to get up actually between calls and go and close my doors because I live in this little safe town. I love it. And I had all my doors wide open. I was like, wait. I could get an unwanted visitor, like a murderous bear, and I don't want that.
Then your adrenals will get pumping as they should.
Right.
And you'll fight or you'll flight.
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll flight because that's a big tall customer there, a bear.
Yeah. Long time to fight. So let's go ahead and grab this caller. Let's get this one. This caller's calling from somewhere. Caller, you're live with Jennie and Jennifer Evans. And what's your name, location, and what are you calling about?
Hi, thanks for taking my call. Hi, Jennie and Jennifer. My name is Deep, and I'm calling from the UK.
Hey.
Hi, Mandeep. How are you?
Hi, not Mandeep, it's Deep. Deep as in deep water. Just Deep, yes.
Deep. Okay.
Do I need to ask a question?
Yes.
Sure. Yes.
Okay. What do you see about love? I have this person in mind. Do you see us getting back together later this year? Her name is Irina.
Do you want me to go, Jennie?
Sure.
Okay, so I feel like the relationship, and what I'm getting is the relationship has been a struggle for you. You can invite yourself and set your intention. Huh, you can't hear me? Crap.
I think he said no.
It's a long distance one. I can hear you. Sorry to interrupt.
Okay, good. Okay, so I do feel, so that I guess that's the struggle, is that you're not close to each other. So because I am seeing a struggle with it, I feel like the struggles will continue in terms of whatever doesn't make this a perfect relationship for you. Do I see you physically getting back together? That's your intention, as we discussed earlier. However, I feel like if there's something else that you want to explore, that opportunity will present itself in July. You can continue, but I don't feel like that you'll be physically together like the way that you want. It will always be a struggle for you two to be together. So you need to set the intention of, is this what I want, or do I want something different? So again, it's an if-then statement. If that's what you want, then it will continue on. But if you want something different, then something different or better will come to you, because I do feel like right now it is a struggle for you, even though you're telling me that it isn't a struggle. So you can tell me a little bit more if you want.
Yeah, so if we decide for one person to move to the other person permanently, then do you see it working out? If I decide that she will move over to where I live, or I can move over to where she lives, would it then work out? Let's say not this year, but in the future.
What do you want right now?
Exactly. It's less of a mystical destiny just happening and more of your intention and what do you want. I know it's very common. When I first started talking to psychics, and for the longest time I thought that they held some answer that I didn't know, which is true some of the times, but situations like this where you are in control, this is your choice. Will there be struggles? Yes, because anytime you put two egos under one roof, you're going to have to hash it out. Are you interested in doing it with this woman or not? And that's a deep-rooted question that only you can answer. So it's less of a mystical, magical, it works out, it's perfect, and or it's not, or anything like that. It's more of, are you interested in working at the things that come into a marriage, meaning all the things, emotions, insecurities, finances. So it's real important that you ask yourself if you're interested in moving through that to make a happy marriage with this woman. If the answer is yes, go for it. If it's no, find someone else.
Yeah, the answer is yes, but are we compatible? Do we have it in each other to make it? Or am I looking for something in a person which isn't there?
I feel like you don't know enough about each other. So that's
so I
going
want
to
us
be
to
up
give us
to
more
you
time.
to discover.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's less of, oh no, I have to discover the human. It's fun and exciting. And if you can alchemize the concern and stress around getting to know this person and seeing if it will work out, you can alchemize it into excitement and curiosity of what this person holds for you, what this person can offer you, how this person is. So it's more of a try to shift and alchemize the fear and stress into excitement and curiosity. That's going to help you see everything at a more clear focus.
Yeah, and that's a lot. That's a lot to cogitate on right now. But we appreciate you calling. We appreciate you calling in from across the pond, Deep. We appreciate you, and I love your voice.
Thanks, Mandy.
That's cool.
Have a great day. Yeah. And when you mention it's a struggle, but maybe it's not a struggle, but it is a struggle, but maybe it's not a struggle. It's like it seems like to me like a struggle. If you know, like, because I've had relationships where it's like I was 100% sure, like, oh, this is awesome, this is great, and we're going to be together. We just got to figure out the logistics of moving closer, whatever. It was like I felt confident inside of me. And that seems like more on point than, oh, well, what if I do this? Is this really going to work? It seems like a lot of doubt and worry, fear, stuff like that. Does that sound right?
I think when you get to a certain age, and you're not in your 20s, and I don't feel like Mandeep was in his 20s, or, you know, he's more experienced, is you do have to take a step back and either you're 2 feet in or you're not. And it doesn't feel to me like either one of them is 2 feet in. If you're going, and I think that's what happens as you get older, is that you're looking for the one because you've already been with not the one or the one at the time. And in order for you to take the plunge, I can't say, oh yeah, this will be successful. You have to put your 2 feet in, and they have to, both of you have to put your 2 feet in and say, okay, we're going to try it. You know, what's keeping you from doing that right now? Well, if you don't really know each other, then why would you? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm older, but I must just be kind of dumb because I jump in like I know the water's gonna be there, and if it happens that it doesn't, and it doesn't turn out right, which it has happened plenty of times in my life, I still just run right in, like, you know, like, hey, I'm excited, let's go, let's see what happens. Is that like the wrong way to do it?
Depends.
Yeah.
Mostly, yeah, but I like your enthusiasm. You know, we'll just flip the reading for you and say, hey, bring in some of that caution.
Exactly.
Alchemize the super excitement into at least caution.
Yeah, but she looks good, so.
Well, that's hormones, that's chemicals, that's exciting. That's the way our body works. It's nice.
You know what I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that when it's your time to meet your one, and I don't think that there's just one for everybody, but when it's that time and you've done all the work on yourself that you need to do, so you're the person that you would want to be with, they'll present themselves. And you won't have to be doing a long distance thing. And if you do, it's like very short because you've met on a plane somewhere. You've actually physically already met, and then there, it's kismet. It's done. So, but you do have to do the work on yourself.
See, this is why teachers are so good, because I promise, like that's my philosophy. It's like, just run on in there and live. What's going to happen is going to happen. But I guess there's a healthy balance between having courage and being smart or being cautious. I don't want to say courageous is dumb, but you guys already did that for me. But yeah, having courage and being smart. So yeah, there's the balance. So don't be like me, because I have the burn marks on my butt to prove it. It doesn't always work out that way. Yeah, but even still, even as you're being cautious, you still taking chances, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you just want to hedge your bets and make sure it's the most practical.
Well, you want to be as clear as you can be, and by clear I mean less outside stimulus that could hinder your views. Like when I'm really freaked out and fearful, I don't talk to my spirit guides right then and there. I might check in to make sure that the situation's safe real quick to get a quick answer, but I'm going to be channeling through that filter of stress and anxiety, fear, whatever I'm feeling. So the idea when you go to make decisions, and this is just to try to do anything, before you get in the car, anything, is to clear your mind and focus on what you're going to be doing and try to keep all those crazy voices at bay. Oh, but you got to hurry up and do this. Oh, you got to get there quickly. You got to calm the voices and just focus in and move forward, because what happens is we get caught up in anxiety and then it just shifts the view. Jennifer, do you, when you're teaching psychic theory and psychic development, do you suggest that indeed they try to clear their space as much as they can, get their ego to the side as much as possible so that the sound or the vision can be more clear?
Absolutely. And what I also suggest, and a lot of people don't suggest this, is you start by using some sort of divination tool and using the book, not using your own intuition, using the book, and then getting your confirmation. Because we're not always going to have someone to read for. So why wouldn't you just read for yourself? And why wouldn't you use a tool so that you can say, okay, it's the tool doing that, and it's not my ego overshadowing it. But there are people out there that say, oh, never read for yourself. But I think that it's the best way to start.
Yeah, that has too much dogma. Never read for yourself. Really? I got all these tarot cards in front of me, and sometimes I'm at the house by myself. I'm going to look at these tarot cards.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you know what? You guys mentioned ego, and I need to get some kind of tools, but because like I can be trying to weigh it out, what's practical, but then I really want it, and that just takes like just an abnormal amount of priority sometimes. You know what I mean? Like I'm not clear. I'm not making clear decisions because I really, really want this. So that clouds everything else. Like it's not practical. Then when it blows up in my face, then I can see so clearly now. Wow, look at that.
Well, I do it with food. I'm like, I really freaking want that donut. Like, I really, really, like in my soul can already taste it. And I love food. I'm a foodie. And I have to be like, no, you don't get a donut today because the results of that aren't what you like. And this is instant gratification. And you basically, there's many techniques you can use, but that's one that I do. I talk to my instant gratification voice that can't think of anything but that donut. And I have to switch the vision, switch the energy, and be like, wow, that's pretty obsessive energy. Cool, means you're passionate, but rein it in. You don't need a donut every day, or that's just a silly example, but that's how I talk to myself, I'll call it.
That healthy donut. That is a healthy donut. Look at all the vitamins in that sugar, Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot to it. It's really simple, but there's a lot to it. It's just challenging to do it yourself when you don't have like all this experience. But I'm getting my experience because
it's challenging when you have experience. It's wildly challenging when you have experience because you have all these tools and you have the perspective, but you're still walking through. It's tricky. It's tricky being a psychic, don't you think, Jennifer? To be able to like see it from so many angles, but then still be walking the human experience. Like we get sad, we get freaking depressed, we get overwhelmed.
Well, you know what? What I really like is for people to provide me with confirmation. And I really don't think that's the ego. It's just me trying to, refine and hone in on, what I could be doing better. I want confirmation. And if the answer is no, I want to hear no, because that means I've misinterpreted something or I've gotten something wrong. And what if I look at it like perception? What if I look at it a different way? Does it make sense to that person then? So that's what I think. I think it's not necessarily the ego. It's about us getting validation so that we can make what we're giving and how we're helping people and do a better job of it.
Agreed, because when you're a psychic, you're seeing images and feelings and flashes and memories, and it doesn't always come in like someone talking in your ear. In fact, it rarely comes in like that for me. So I think validation isn't your ego. It's just like, are we on the right track here? Because I want to do the best I can for you in this moment. And if we need to shift the gears a little so I can present it to you in a different fashion, tell me that now so we can change the gears. I think that's brilliant.
Yeah, that's brilliant, because that's what I do. See, I always ask, like, does that make sense? And all the time, I'm really just getting confirmation, because sometimes it's like, no, it doesn't make sense. Like today, you guys hurt my feelings, but you told me the truth, and you said it doesn't make sense. You didn't hurt my feelings. But, yeah, so if I tell the truth and I look for somebody to confirm it, they can correct me if I'm mistaken. But that's not what the reading is. That's just, right, that's just me thinking out loud. I'm trying to learn on the fly, guys, and I'm doing a great job. Yeah, I'm doing a great job at this, but you guys are doing an even better job, because we've managed to whittle down our phone call list to just a few more. And let's go with the one that's waiting the longest. They've both been waiting quite a while. So caller from 203. 203, what's your name, location, question, or comment?
Hi, this is Victoria. I'm calling from Connecticut.
Hi, Victoria from Connecticut. What's your question?
I was just calling to ask a question about my love life. I started dating someone for the last 2 months now. His name is Josh, and I was just wondering what you see with him and I.
Well, right off the top, I can tell you this, and this may segue into more of this time frame continuum, but right off the top, this is not your first run around with him. They're showing 5 times you've significantly ran across him, 3 of which are sitting in that space that I hold for intimate. So with that being said, in other time frame continuums, we'll call it, in parallel lives, past lives, if you will or won't, and what they're saying is you have been with him several times. So if you wanted to, you could, but that doesn't mean that it's a perfect setup this lifetime. We all have different egos and time frames and lines and lessons that we're going through. So because it looks like it's a rather new, potentially, in this time frame continuum, meeting and greeting, they're saying get to know him and see if you like his personality, just because you've got those times where it was magic doesn't mean that it'll always line up. So they're saying you be the determiner, steer the ship, enjoy the ride. They're saying fireworks and excitement and light, and they're showing all your chakras lining up, especially the lower ones. And we're going to look at that belly one, the sacral chakra. They're just vibing that one out because that one's just got a lot of creative and passion energy coming out of it. And I don't know anyone who wouldn't like to have more of that, but we're just beaming that chakra, moving it around. But yeah, they're saying this is the practice of dating, we call it. It's a practice. You get good at it, you get bad at it, you get sick of it, you want to quit. But what you always do is you show up if you want that partner. And again, you can take breaks and sit down and take rests and what have you. But they're saying this is the time where you get to see if you want to line up with him again this lifetime. It looks good, but again, you be the determiner of if it suits you. Let's take a look deeply. They're showing in parallel lives he's got a lot of skill with his hands, so they're showing him building and carpentry and just all kinds of cool handy jobs. So I don't know if he plays ball with that this lifetime, but any which way, he's got cool energy, a little down to earth. So give it a go. They're showing green lights. Go. This is the way you do. This is the way you do. You move forward and you make decisions as you go. And, a year from now you reevaluate. 6 months from now you reevaluate. You just kind of check it out and see how you feel with it and check in. And that's the practice of allowing your soul to tell you if this relationship vibrates with you. And if so, for how long? Could be a lifetime. It could be a month. It could be several years. But they're saying enjoy it and see if you guys can jive
Yeah.
this lifetime. But yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, he's honestly an amazing man, and I'm really interested in him. The reason he did work with his hands a while back, but now he is actually an attorney, so that makes sense.
Cool.
But
that's cool too.
The main reason I was calling is that lately he's been so stressed. Like, I know he's been trying to he's up for making partner at his law firm this year, and then recently there's been more like some significant family stress, but he hasn't like opened up too much about it. I don't think he really wants to kind of go there with me, since it's like, we're just starting to date, and so he's been kind of more to himself lately. So that was mainly why I was calling, because I've just been so concerned about how he's doing. Like, I know that I feel like he cares about me and we have a great connection, but he just has all this stress, and I'm just it's hard when he doesn't necessarily want to talk too much about that yet at that point.
And this is the tricky part with the newer relationship. Yeah, well, let's just take a look. And they're saying he's not necessarily used to, going there with a female or a partner. So what they're saying is, well, it'll be nice for you to, they're showing two learnings here, more than two, but two right off the top. They're saying your karmic lesson or spiritual lesson is it's very common for the empath to merge too much with someone's emotions. They're saying this is a wonderful opportunity for you to reel back what is your responsibility and what is your energy, and know that you can do a good job as a friend and a new partner by saying to him, when and if you're ready, then you come to me, and know from the feels of it, you're a healer. So whether you practice it or not in this lifetime doesn't matter. You got the healer energy. And if I'm reading it right, you'd like to hear him discuss his problems with you. It would be nice for you to see a man display that in that way, and you can listen and respond, and it's very healthy. And they're saying you can offer that space for him. And if he takes it, wonderful. If he doesn't, okay. And maybe in the future he can. But what they're saying is kind of wash your hands a little bit of it, because again, even if he was your husband right this second, you can only hold so much energy for another person. I mean, they've got free will, they've got their own lessons. The best way is to be like a parent watching a toddler learn to walk. Yeah, they're going to struggle. Yeah, it's going to be difficult, but you can't just do it for them. You have to let them do it. And then you can be there supportive and helpful. So they're saying, wash your stress. It's not yours, and it's not good for your adrenals and your nervous system and what have you. And go ahead and discuss with him. Say, hey, not only am I available for you, but I kind of dig on this kind of stuff. I like talking about emotions. I'm a woman, and if you want to come at me real, respectful and tell me about your issues, we can jive, because that's what partnership is allowing each other to trust the other. It's many things, but allowing the trust to come in, which ultimately does a lot of healing in itself. And then you merge and discuss issues. And that's the beauty of it. That's one of the beauties of it is having someone you can lean in, but we have to sometimes learn how to be leaned into, and sometimes we have to learn how to lean into, and that's okay. And that's why we come to these incarnations. So good luck in that experience with him. It looks magical. They're throwing around the kitschy word, and they make fun of us because we use all these kitschy terms, but they're saying twin flame potential. He's your twin flame potential, meaning you have soul connection with him, and if you guys choose to in this lifetime, you can carry it through and learn and grow together. And if you don't, there's someone else that will back that energy up as well in another human form, another person. So enjoy, and we appreciate you calling. And we're here every Sunday noon Pacific, 3 Eastern. And we'll like to know how this twin flame potential works out for you, or how it goes.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Victoria.
Thank you.
Oops, I pushed the button too fast. I'm so quick on the draw. So
if she's still listening, I just want to. I kind of wanted to ask her, but I was really impressed with Virgo energy. So either she or he, or there's someone involved who's a Virgo, or whatever this relationship, however it manifests, look for something around the end of August, September.
Sweet.
Okay. Now, I'm feeling like I want to ask about me, if you guys don't mind. Can you guys say something for me? Like about my relationship, my love life? You see anything? You see anything different? Has anything changed in the last week? I know I'm a repeat caller. Any
Jennifer,
additional?
do you want to start us off?
Yeah, because Jenny's always really mean. She's like, Drew, you don't need to love her. You need to love yourself. No, she never said that.
Well,
Never said that.
it's like you are a cup that is overflowing. So if that makes any sense, there's parts of you that you have to release. So there's some releasing that has to go because right now you can't take any more in. It's like it's at the tops. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, do some self-reflection, get rid of some aspects, and make room for more because more will take you to the next level. And we already had a long discussion about it. So I feel like now you've got some space, which you're lucky. You have space within this relationship to be able to do the work that you need to do so that this can be the perfect book that you want. But right now, there's not enough space in there for it to be, for you to grow or, accept more, if that makes any sense.
So are you saying I should get rid of my kids and drop out of school so I can have more time to work on me?
No, get rid of some of that shit that you're kidding. Just kidding. That you're holding on to from the past.
It's definitely energetic, but I was like, yeah, I just saw it all. I saw you drop everything and you went to the ocean and you got a surfboard, Drew, and that's what you did, and that healed all the problems. I'm totally kidding, but no.
You took every cent you had and invested it in the lottery, or put it on one horse.
Oh yeah.
So Drew, are you saying there's been shifts in the relationship recently in the last couple of days?
No.
Is that what you said? Oh, I thought you said there was like a change or shift because I'm like, I see the Lover's card.
Well, we decided that we were gonna like put more energy into being more intentional, and so listening to more positive information and making a vision board and just doing different things to kind of help the positive movement, help it along. But other than that, we're just still happy campers.
Excellent, because right in front of me I have the Five of Swords, which is like this doling out kind of energy of like, hey, let's be intentional, let's compartmentalize so we can get as much as we want in the day and make it happen. And then, of course, the next card after that is the Lover's card, which, it's the Lover's card. But the next couple are what have me wanting to take a little focus here, and it's a couple Swords, and it's one staying up at night and not sleeping very well, or maybe waking up with. Okay, and then the next one is the Eight of Swords, which is, you got all these things going, all these things burning. You're kind of blindfolded and your hands are tied and you're kind of just in the mix of it all. They're saying surrender. It will do your nervous system some good. And we don't mean surrender and move to the ocean like Jennie suggested with a surfboard. Just surrender into what has to be done and go at it from an angle of they're just saying you're overutilizing your adrenals and your nervous system. Again, not uncommon for a human right now, but they're saying just watch those because it's spiking some things, meaning blood pressure, I don't know, blood sugar, I don't know all the medical behind it, but they're saying just be cool with your energy and compartmentalize and maybe get rid of a couple things that aren't servicing you or that take up a lot of time or something like that, because they're saying this intention you have with your girlfriend is going to service you. And the next card I get is the Three of Cups. If there's ever been a party celebration card, that's it. So go ahead and put the work in because you will reap the benefits. You are going to get the benefits.
Here's my confirmation. Mm-hmm. A, the if-then from last week, absolutely correct. B, the sleep-in thing, that's me. Celebration, I'm coming up on this huge anniversary.
Good.
The adrenals, as a student, I am structuring my study process because what I normally do is don't do anything until the last minute, then do everything.
Oh, that's good for your nervous system. Yeah, that's great for your nervous system.
Hey, it's got me on the honor roll, but it's not healthy. It's not healthy. So I'm making strides to change that, and also to be more deliberate. I'm turning off these super retarded, unhealthy YouTube videos that I watch that are so traumatic. Like I'm not watching that anymore.
Good.
So I'm making the changes. Yeah. So it was a perfect reading. I appreciate you guys so much.
We appreciate you, Drew. You do so much work and you help us bring the readings, and it's so nice to be able to kick back and not have to man the screen, and you're so magical at it. So we just appreciate you doing that tech side so we can sit here in the ethereal and get as good as readings as we can without having to focus in on the screen or the tech side. So we appreciate you.
Perfect. Well, let's get Jennifer. Did you want to say something? Did you want to add something in there?
Well, Drew, I think that what you're doing, and when you're getting rid of stuff, don't let it be the show, because you are being of great service to people. And what I meant was energetically getting rid of stuff. So, it's good to be overflowing, and I find for me to function, it's funny because I function a lot better when I'm overbooked. When I'm underbooked, it's like I don't get as much done. But when I'm overbooked, I do. But I still, mentally, I don't like to overbook myself. And I'm like you, I'm a procrastinator. I'll wait until the last minute to do anything. But it's a tough call. It's a tough call in regards to deciding what's worthy and what isn't. And someone told me, someone said, listen, just accept everything that comes to you, which lately I've been doing. And it's been working out. So, but there are energetically, especially when it comes to, and this is for everybody, if there is stuff in your house, and I see people selling the most ridiculous things on Craigslist, just donate it for the love of God.
Yeah.
Why are you selling this?
I give things away. Yes, I do.
Yeah, that's good energy. Get rid of it.
I believe in giving things away. But when you said like the cup is overflowing and energy, and it just like I just saw myself like I feel like I have so much to pour out, but then I'll get into a situation and then I'll feel so drained, like I better not ever do that again, and I'll do it again. Like it's like I'm just pouring out too much. Like I have much, but I pour out too much, and that's why I'm really excited about this this program that I'm in, because it's teaching me how to be more of a professional about, there's a professional and healthy way to be of service to people where you don't just cut your wrist and pour your blood all over people. That's kind of an ugly visual, but yeah. Yeah.
No, well, unless they need your blood, then it's okay, but most people don't.
Right. Right.
Dracula comes around, just tell him no, not today.
Dracula and the bear together, like no.
That's gonna get your adrenals kicked, yeah.
So we have time for one more caller, and I'm gonna let you guys. I'm gonna let Jennifer, our very special guest, Jennifer Evans. You can visit her. She's a tarot reader, medium, hypnotherapist, she's a certified healer. She's an awesome lady, and she's our special guest today. We're going to try and get her scheduled in to visit us often. And you can visit her website, icdeadpeople.ca. You can email her. There's links here on the show page description. Please click them. And also Jennie McDaniel on Facebook, jennie.mcdaniel@gmail.com. She has links on here. You can catch her on the Alchemy Sisters and many shows on the Heart Over Ego Radio Network and Third Eye Political Radio, our sister channel. That's all about something totally mind-blowing. You should check it out. So I'm going to let Jennifer Evans, our special guest, I'm going to let her pick a number between 9 and 6. Or pick.
Did you just say 69?
No, I meant to say either 9 or 6. That will determine which of these callers is going to get through.
Well, I chose 6 last week. Let's see how that turned out.
Okay.
I'm going to go with 9. 9 is the perfect way to end a call.
9 has been holding on for so long. So 9, you're the one. What's your name? Where are you calling from? 917.
My name is
Hello.
Candy. It's so funny that you guys were talking about blood. I was just writing something about it. Anyway, I'm working somewhere and I don't like where I am. They switched me over because a couple of their places closed down, and now they put me somewhere where I don't like. I told my supervisor that I really don't like it here, and I'm not really happy. I can't really stand it. What do you see happening? Are they going to put me in another place, or am I going to just leave here on my own terms, or
are they
going to get rid of me?
Are you putting your resume out? Are you putting your resume out in different locations?
Yeah, I am, but maybe I could do more. I mean, I liked working here, but now they put me in a place like that, and I told them I don't want to work here. Maybe I should tell HR that I don't want to work here in the place that they put me. I mean, it wasn't my choice.
Yeah, you can go to HR, no doubt about that, no doubt. But they're saying if you aren't in control, which I'm imagining if you're an employee, you're not fully in control, that, they're talking about working with blocking the energy. They're saying this is a perfect opportunity and an intense one, mind you, which is always so much more fun. I'm just kidding. It's more intense and more frustrating, but they're saying, if you're in a position, now I don't know what your bank account looks like, but if you're in a position to keep a job and you can't have any slack in between, which is most Americans, but if that's the case, they're saying absolutely work on your shielding and reeling in your energy and protecting it. You can do this with seeing yourself. There's a million ways to use imagery. There's no wrong way, whatever suits you best. White light and a purple light, shields on, armor on, anything to get your energy to differentiate from the space that you're in, because I'm looking at your energy and I'm like, oh, hopefully she's putting in 50 resumes a day. She needs out yesterday because she's not managing that. But if you can't, again, have a slack between paychecks, they're saying work on that shielding and then put in 50 applications a day, because we see some movement inside of the company, but we don't see that it's going to be so much better. So they're saying, again, work on your shielding and put those resumes out and see if you can move the energy, and then also go to HR, because what they're saying is you're kind of panicking and you're kind of, the lower chakras are just kind of off the chain, and I'm kind of shaping them and moving them back into alignment. But they're saying do many things to shift this. This is absolutely going to need hands-on work here. So I'm going to hand you over to Jennifer, since you're our last caller, and see if she's picking up anything.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I get that there's a period, like Drew was talking about earlier. I get it's a period right now where put the resumes out there, because that's setting the intention. But I also feel that you need to wait it out, but with intention, because there will come a time moving forward. And I do feel that you've been there for how long have you been there? Because I feel like you've been there for a long time.
3 years.
3 years? Okay, I was seeing more 8. So I was seeing 8 years. So either there's another 5 years to come. It's worth it for you to hold on, but there will come a time to pass, actually, even within this month, where you will need to make a decision. And it is, again, I feel like the show's all been about perception. It's about you switching your perception, like Jennie said, to see it from the side of the other people, because there is something going on behind the scenes that you're not aware of, nor will you be aware of. I feel that going to HR, though, I like, maybe it's just my ego and my prior experience, it always ends up shooting you in the foot. So for whatever reason, you go to HR. No, managers for whatever reason don't like that. They treat you more of a pariah after you do that. So, but if you get to the point where you have another offer, then HR does get involved, but it's not you going directly to HR. It's about you having that discussion with your manager, saying, listen, you know what, I don't like this department. I've applied elsewhere, and then them saying, okay, we'll move back to where you want to be. But I feel like it's a good, I feel like the organization isn't actually a bad one.
Yeah, I mean, I told them this is very not for me, and I feel like I'm just being used. They just put me in some kind of place where the other people don't have to work as much, and I feel like it's just weird. Or maybe they
That's your perception, though. That's your perception. You're perceiving that.
Yes,
I feel like any organization is going to do whatever benefits them, as long as they're paying your check.
The intention of a business.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Well, we appreciate you so much, Candy. Thank you for calling in today. And that will do it for us. I totally appreciate you, Jennifer. And we are going to communicate And how about if we just stay on the call for a few minutes after the show? I don't know if Jennie has a few minutes to spare.
Cool. I'm cool
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and play the goodbye music. We appreciate you guys. Make sure you tune in next Sunday, 3 p.m. Go Super Bowl. Whoever you want to win, let them win. Let them both win. Yeah, let them both win today. Let's do something totally different. So, so here's our music, and we are leaving the building. Today's show is brought to you by Heart Over Ego Radio. I'm Drew Pillow on behalf of Jennie McDaniel. We thank you for listening to Everyday Psychic Radio. You can catch us every Sunday right here on Blog Talk Radio at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. Check out the other shows on the Heart Over Ego Radio